Welcome and thanks for stopping by. Today I'll be making pork and beans. For real pork and beans. Let's get started. Okay, I have about a cup of northern beans that I have soaking in some cold water. I picked them. You know, you pick the bad ones out. I think I showed you that in another video. And I rinsed them off really good, and now I'm letting them sit in the cold water. And here I have a piece of roast pork. I had a nice sized one, and I cut it in half because I'm only cooking a little bit. Oh, and you wash that off really good. Of course, you know that, right? And then I pick off the fats that I didn't want and other little things that didn't look right. If it don't look right, you cut it off. And you need some fat, so don't cut all the fat because the fat makes it tender and it gives you flavor too. Okay, into my pot I'm going to add my pork. And I'm going to add some water into the pan, probably just covering it. Okay, it's just covering the meat. I have it on high, and I'm going to cover it and let it cook for about 30-35 minutes because we're going to have to skim some of the fat off of the top before we start to season. After it comes to a rolling boil, you can just bring it down to a medium high and let it go for the duration of the 30-35 minutes. Okay, I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm going to keep this because it's flavored. The water is flavored. I'm going to strain it, and we're going to continue. See how nice and clear that is. Now that's some pork broth. So now we're going to add in some seasonings. Now I have some rosemary and some thyme. But what I did with that, I took it and I put it in my mortar and pestle, or pestle and mortar, however you say it. Doesn't matter much. And I ground it up to a powder. Okay, now we're going to put in some nature seasoning. I'm not adding that yet. Let me turn my pot back up. This has salt in it, so. And Sazon complete. We got to get some flavor going around here. Flavor. Some garlic powder. Absolutely. We need some garlic up in there with this pork. Especially. Some onion powder. Get this open. And I'm going to add to that some chicken broth. Oh, turn that around. I'm going to cover that and let that go some more. Maybe about another 30 minutes or so. I didn't add my rosemary and thyme. Alright, because we're going to reseason this. I'm going to let that go for now. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes. And now I'm going to add my beans in. Should do it this way so you can see. And that's only about maybe a little more than a cup. That's enough for me. And gonna bring it back up to a boil, to a rolling boil, and then we're gonna, after it starts to boil, we're gonna bring it down to a medium high. It's back up to a rolling boil. Now we're going to turn it down to medium high. And we're going to cover it. And we're going to let this cook for a couple hours. So, I got up this morning to come in the kitchen and start our breakfast. And, you know, I tapped the radio to turn it on. And first thing I heard was Silent Night. I was like, what? It's too early for that. But at the same time, I was really excited because I do love Christmas. And I love, love, love Christmas music. Now I feel it's safe to taste. To see if I need to add anything. Not a thing, baby. Gonna cover and let it continue to cook. If it starts to cook down a little low, see it's like it's about halfway the pork, then you can add some water because we have quite a ways to go before these things are done. So we're going to turn it back up, bring it to that boil again, and then turn it back down to medium and cover. So now it's boiling aggressively again. We're just going to turn it down, like I said, on a medium, bring it back down to a soft boil, and let it go. Cover and let it go. It's been about 2 hours. And I'm going to lightly season it again. And this is my rosemary and thyme. Remember I ground it down. Put them together. We're getting there. And the meat is tender already. I'm going to taste it a little. Yep. We're going to let that go and do its thing. And my chicken broth. I forgot to add. It's only a little bit, so I'm just going to. And that wasn't the whole box. It was about a half a box that I had there. And when you're stirring, You see, I changed to a softer spoon. But when you're stirring, be gentle. You don't want to tear your beans up, break them up, and make them all ugly. You want to keep them whole. Remember that when your water starts to get low, just add some more water. Just add some more water till it's about halfway the meat. A little higher maybe. And you're not going to stop adding water until your beans are soft and ready to eat. Okay, it's been about 3 hours and we're almost there. The beans are tender, but it has to finish making the gravy for the beans. Got to get nice and thick, and the meat is tender. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to shred it. You can see that this is a plastic spoon, and it's cut with a plastic spoon, so you know that's about ready. You take this meat out. Okay, we're letting these beans finish up. I've taken out the pork, which we're going to shred, tear up, whatever you need to call it. And I'm going to add some Imperial in here. Some things call for that butter flavor, and then some things call for Imperial. And this is an Imperial moment. Let me put some in there, not a whole lot. Stir that in. And it's really delicious. I kid you not. Okay. I'm not that good with my left hand. We're just going to shred it up. And we're going to put it back into these beans. Maybe all, maybe not. If it's too much, I'll just put it in the fridge. And maybe I'll make some barbecue sliders or something. I don't know. And I'll figure out what to do with it. This meat is so tender. Yes, it is. I don't think I want a whole bunch of meat in here. And of course, you can add some rice or whatever you like. And the famous cornbread is always good with some beans, but for me, this is good. Just the beans and some pork, and I'm happy. And I am happy. That's quite a bit right there. Do a little bit more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the real pork and beans. Let me taste it again, the juices. By George, I think we've got it. I'm going to add. First, let me add some parsley flakes. Can you see? There we go. I have cut up some, so good I can't stop tasting it. I cut up some onions. We're just going to put a few. And toss that around gently. I'm going to add in some pork. A little more. Let me see. If you like a lot, then add a lot. But I don't need a whole lot. I just want to taste the pork. Excuse me. Ooh, I truly apologize. Just want to taste the pork in every bite. And it doesn't require a whole lot. That's enough. Pinch of pepper. You can add some cayenne pepper or some red pepper flakes. I'm just going to add a little more. I always say a little more, don't I? And that's what I mean. Just a little more. Yep, pork and beans. That's good. We're going to let this go for about 7 more minutes, and we're going to put some in a bowl. Okay. That about does it. I like them like that. Thick and nice and creamy. Add some in the bowl. Oh yeah. Somebody's gonna be happy. And the onions that I have. First, let me add some more pork right here on the top. And a few onions. And a shake of parsley. Let me get you a better view. And there you have it, guys. Pork and beans. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed myself, and I hope you did too. And remember to pray, then pray some more. Pray for her, pray for him, pray for you, pray for them, pray for us. Don't stop praying. Pray. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, tap that bell, share with your friends, and comment. I would love to hear from you. Well, that's it and that's all. And until next time, eat well and be well. Later. I'm going to sit down with this bowl and have me a good time. Turn on some Christmas music. You'll enjoy it.